Sundi, I think I know your feelings on pot, your feelings on liquor. Tell me your feelings on pot liquor.
Liquor? I barely knew
No,
her.
that's a different joke.
Please pack your knives and go.
And the pot liquor itself.
I have feelings about pot liquor. I will get to it in its appropriate time slot.
All right, welcome everybody. This is But I'll Take a Pinot Grigio, Top Chef pairing.
Woohoo!
I am Jeff, your host and resident, a restaurant culinary expert. I'm here with my friend Sundi. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit of our show business.
So I am Sundi, the pop culture professor, a self-proclaimed expert, mostly self-proclaimed, heavy on that. I want to tell a little bit about business really quick before we get into like the juice of it all. So when this drops, you can anticipate a vintage VPR on Tuesday mornings. That is season 4, episode 2. It's real good, y'all. It's real good. Jeff and I talked a really long time, like longer than what we should have, but it's really good.
Possibly too long.
It's too long,
or
maybe.
Not long enough.
But it was so good. We just couldn't help ourselves. And then Wednesday, we are going to do our mini episodes in which we have other business, but we also are going to do Last Chance Kitchen, which I think I teased it wrong on another show. But Wednesdays.
I just said I was going to do it.
Oh, sorry. I forgot about it. My bad. So then Wednesdays are our mini episodes. Thursdays are Ladies of London, in which we talk about that Bravo show. But I think Emile is going to be absent this week, so we're getting a sub, trying to get Jeff to do it.
It's been great.
Right,
love listening.
Right in, tell him that you want him to do it. And then, of course, Friday mornings are our other vintage VPR. So we do have content every single day this week. So just dip into it on our social medias. You can see the schedule that we do. It's Instagram, it's TikTok, it's YouTube at Take a Pinot Pod.
All right. Busy time for the professor.
Yes.
Busy spring.
That's right. We are, we stay busy. We stay in these streets, Jeff.
That's right.
We stay in these streets.
We do. These Charlotte streets.
Yeah, Charlotte is a little farther north than what I am connected to. So, but I'm still feeling like the southernness of it, especially in this episode. So I do have a lot of feelings. Buckle in, because I have a lot of feelings, because the quick fire was wine and then the elimination was Southern food. And so obviously I know everything about both those things.
And never afraid to let us know what's up ahead.
That's right. I am unabashedly claiming I know all the things. So what could go wrong? What could prove me an idiot? I don't know.
You do know what happened before. That's where we catch up first. We got Jen having a problem with her shoulder from last week.
Yeah.
Emerald, we got the color bam. Gotta have it. Keep that in every week.
Probably. I wrote kick up a notch. That's what I wrote.
Some good, some bad from last week. Nana's plating gone awry. And we're all hoping this one's stronger.
Yeah. And Lawrence wins too, which we're rooting for him. Generally, we're always rooting for the winner.
That's right.
Yeah. So how many chefs are left?
We got 12 to go right now. We wake up, everybody's raring to go. We got morning fist bumps. Everyone trying to get a little more excited.
Our
color debacle that kind of just
morning
happened.
Fist bumps different than late afternoon fist bumps? Is it a different vibe?
I think so. I think that's more excited. Yeah. Afternoon fist bumps are way more. You're honed in. You're very serious. Not as fun. More easy going in the morning.
Yeah. I do like that. Aside from Drag Race or Project Runway, they do give us a little bit of the chef's quarters. I like that. Not a whole ton of it, but they do give us little peeps into it. And I like that. I find that it's humanizing and makes us decide who we want to root for based on personality versus strictly skill. I think that factors in.
Yeah, a little insight into their personal life, their routines. Who has more of a routine? Who's talking to folks back home, what they have going on. I like even the little bit of, chefs fretting about what they did or didn't do the night before. Oscar's doing a little of the woulda, shoulda. Sherry's trying to figure out her motivation, really letting us in a little bit. I think you may not get that if you're not at home with them for a minute.
And two, because I am kind of like a newbie to this particular show, I'm always like trying to like figure out the pattern. And you and Brooke have the pattern down. You're like, oh, if XYZ happens, then we know it is. And so them focusing in on Sherry and like they're talking about how her confidence is shaken and how like she was like felt like a little kid. Like this and then Future in a minute, some of the backstory, I'm like, oh, that's it. Goodbye, Sherry. Nice knowing you. It was a good time. And then, of course, I turned out to be wrong. But I was like, I'm always like looking for clues.
I've laid that groundwork for you.
Yes, you have.
Like, just be on. It's something fun to watch, even if it doesn't turn out to be true. I feel like it piques your interest a little more. Maybe this means something. Well,
yeah, it's a close read. I'm trying to do a really close read of it, and I do appreciate that with the hint too. I like it a lot.
Well, somebody that is coming on to guide us more on our Southern food journey. Last year's champion, who you get to meet for the first time. I think you would really like his season a lot. Really like him and his story. I told you before he had kind of a dramatic story last year when he ended up winning. He's here, Anthony. He knows already.
Yeah,
you've talked before. You were a little suspicious when you see that happen. I know. So,
but in this particular instance, though, it almost seems like it embeds even more pressure. Really quick, though.
It does.
What kind of contestant was Tristen? Was he focused, lasered in, kind of like Rhoda? Was he frenetic and all crazy-fied, kind of like, like Nana's? Like, what kind of contestant was he?
My favorite kind, like very focused in. He had an idea of where he was going. He kind of draws from a couple of cultures repeatedly, but not over the top. He always paid attention to the actual challenge, not frenetic, willing to help if he could, but very serious. Like he could be very, but like, and still lighten up at the end of the day too.
I got that vibe.
A bunch of good things.
He was really sort of zoned in. I got that really vibe from him. And I love a Southern like swath to anything, like anything that you can like do and then like make it South. You got me. You had me at South.
Yeah, and he's got a great personality for this. He's done other food shows. Like he was on some other food like challenge shows before he did Top Chef. He knows what he's doing. Like he's kind of a star in the making, if not already there kind of person.
And what's his restaurant in Charlotte? We should probably shout it out. Do we know?
No,
we don't know yet. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, I figured we might know it, but like, yes, we'll like check social media. I'll figure it out because he's around.
He is around.
Yeah.
They are talking about him being a level 1 sommelier at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to lead us into our quick fire. We're at SpawnCon here.
Don't forget Justin's 5-inch inseams.
I did not forget it, intended to skip that, and we did.
Jeff, when you buy shorts, what is your typical inseam? Is it 5 inches? Is it 3 inches?
It's weird that I can say, like, hold on, we'll get to that in another scene. That'll come up. Don't worry.
And then I just forge ahead. You love it? You love it when I do that?
It's just amazing that there's probably 3 or 4 scenes in this, culinary showdown show that I can, when you say, like, that scene with the 5-inch inseam, I'd have to go, which one are we talking about? There's a few.
Heard.
There we go.
There we go.
But yeah, we got our first big SpawnCon here. We got the Josh wine pairing.
My kind of SpawnCon.
Yeah. Some free wine flights. Why not?
I mean, something I know a little bit about. I know about the wine.
I love, like, all right, who's the sponsor? Josh Wine. All right, what are we doing? We could do flights. North Carolina. The first flight was here.
That's
there
right.
We go. We're tying it in.
North Carolina
history again.
First in flight with the Orville brothers.
It's so out there at first. I'm like, that's wild. Then I'm like, well, way to go, actually. You tied it in.
They are connecting
why
the
not?
dots.
You had to do a challenge. Why not have it be this?
There's some, PA sitting around like patting themselves on the back and be like, yeah, I came up with that connection. Good for me. Good for me.
They split them up. We get like 4 groups of 3 done by color.
Really quick, though,
sure.
Maybe explain what a flight is. Like, obviously, we know, like, the Orville Brothers flight, but, like, when they're talking about, like, a wine flight or a food flight.
We all know Orville, right?
We all know the flights of it, but, like, explain a little bit, because it took me a second to kind of, like, catch up to what the assignment was.
So in a brewery or winery especially,
right,
or a restaurant that is featuring several kinds of wine and wants to give somebody, a broad example of everything that they're doing there. And it's usually something lighter, something medium bodied, something heavier or darker, whether that's like It's usually an odd number of things, like 3, 5, 7 on down.
Oh, that's good. That's interesting. I didn't think I realized that. I thought it was always 3.
I think you can do
interesting.
More, yeah.
Okay, and then it's odd numbers. Awesome. Learning everything. I'm jotting it down. Learning everything.
Yeah, it's kind of like, and people tie those into course dinners. You know, you can go have like a prefix meal somewhere for like 5 courses, and have the wine paired with it.
And a flight has to be served all at the same time, or is it staggered? Because I noticed, like, whenever I think
it's almost always at the same time.
Yeah, anytime that I've had a wine flight or a bourbon flight or a XYZ flight, because I'm a drinker, y'all, that always comes at the same time. And so the idea is that they're going to present something all at the same time. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's exactly what they've got to do with their food here. They've got to take 3 wines from Josh, pair that with, like we're saying, there's usually something lighter, then it gets heavier, just like it does with food here.
Yeah.
They do have, it's kind of limiting. They have one ingredient they're told to pick from, and I think they seem to really limit themselves.
Yeah, and it's like red, white, and rosé. And so, like, red could mean whatever, white could mean whatever, but, like, rosé is very specific, as I swill my rosé as we're drinking. But, like, that kind of seems like whoever draws the rosé card of that team feels like they might be the more limited of the 3. Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it depends, I guess, on what your ingredient you're getting is. But as you said, you're a drinker.
I am indeed.
You like to eat food.
I do. And
you have probably favorite foods paired, to have with wine when you're drinking wine.
Well, yeah.
Or like eggs and mochi and one particular kind of cheese, and that's it. Like, are those things that you typically go for?
So cheese and wine, obviously,
yes,
right? Like wine and cheese, as you listen to our vintage VPR, you understand those 2 things go together perfectly. Eggs and wine, I don't know. And I don't know, I'm not sure they made a believer out of me, even though it seemed successful, but like, anything that you say soft scramble and then wine, yikes.
Well, I do, and I wonder if like they had to go, because seafood, they went just seafood.
Yeah.
Cheese, they went one kind of cheese.
I do have...
That seems like a bold choice.
Is this now time for Sundi Has Questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I have a big one on this.
So talk to me about what a tome cheese is. I eat a lot of cheese, although, I'm not as like, I don't know whatever the name for a cheese connoisseur is, a cheese sommelier, whatever. But what is tome cheese?
Well, we have a big one here in Georgia, in Thomasville.
Jeff never misses opportunity to tease me about how little I know about things. But is it a soft cheese? Is it a hard cheese? Is it strong? Does it smell like feet? Does it smell like underarm? Like what is the profile?
It's a semi-soft cheese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Liken it to something for me.
Well, it's like, I think in the cheese world, it's like nutty, earthy. It's
like a brie?
Oh, no, not near that soft.
Okay.
No. There's a great one out of Thomasville, Georgia.
Oh, well, shout out Homestay.
That's right. Thomasville Tome is like a world-renowned tome made right here in Georgia.
Is it named after Thomasville since it's tome cheese?
No. It was around before.
If you had seen Jeff's face, it was, Sundi, you're so stupid. Shut up face.
That's not it at all. That's a different face.
That's a different one. I misinterpreted. Oh, they gave notes on the flavor for the folks who were sober who could not taste it. I thought that was like really thoughtful and really intentional, because I think we've noticed there's been a couple, Brittany, of course, but there's 1 or 2 more folks that are sober in that way. So I thought it was really intentional that they gave it. Is that the same? Can you get the same? Did they have a disadvantage?
I mean, when you're smelling it,
okay.
I think you're really getting a lot. As someone who doesn't drink anymore and did, I don't think I'm necessarily getting, I can give you less of an appeal just because I'm not intaking it. Yeah. I think with the smell and everything, maybe it's just because I used to be a drinker. I can say well, I can imagine what this is like.
But not a disadvantage, you don't think?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so at all.
Okay.
So egg and mochi aren't what you would pick normally.
No. And apparently artichokes either.
No, people are all over the place. Like, which, Seeger and them are trying to figure out who's actually got what. I'm like, there's 3.
Yeah.
There were 3.
Yeah. Before we move on, can we talk about Kristen and her suspenders?
Yeah, I haven't gotten a outfit update, so let's get to it.
That's okay by Sundi.
Well, I was gonna skip it, so I'm usually chomping at the bit on your behalf.
Those suspenders, all I wrote was yes, please! ! So okay by me. Good call.
Suspenders are yes, please.
Yes, got it.
The Mork cosplay is on.
Don't ruin it. Don't do that. That's so mean. Not Mork.
Did you see anything here, like dish-wise? I mean, you're talking about the cheese, like that jumped out at you.
Oh,
it was really
for sure. And because I put
all their stuff.
The red team that had the other twin and Dwayne, which I'm so sorry, I cannot keep them apart.
Jonathan.
Yeah. So Brandon is the more obnoxious one, and Brandon is the less obnoxious one.
Believe that's the way it would go. Brandon is more confident for sure. It seems like.
Okay, so listen, you are always gonna get me with a grilled cheese. There is nothing I love more than a grilled cheese. I also have a question here. What's a sunchoke?
It's a Jerusalem artichoke. That's just another name for it. But it's just a root vegetable. It's like really complicated and rooty. It's very starchy.
Okay.
It's great to slice thin and like crisp up.
Okay. Does it have the same kind of like back of your throat tart that an artichoke does? You know how like sometimes you can taste it?
It's closer. I mean, like we talked parsnips last week. It's probably closer to that.
Okay. Because they said that artichokes were notoriously hard to pair with a wine. So would a sunchoke be also as hard to pair with a wine?
Difficult, but not as hard.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Also, so grilled cheese, hell yeah. Mushroom toast with seared ribeye, come on.
Right.
You had me. And also, I need y'all to know, I'm always going to default to the things that I recognize. When you ask me my favorites, it's always going to be something that I already know what it is. But the red team, got it. Like, I'm on board. What was yours?
And then the artichokes with lots of mayo got your attention too.
Listen, I want to talk about mayo later with the mayo and rosé. Come on, what heaven am I in? What heaven am I in that there is a rosé infused mayonnaise? Come on.
That's the one right here.
Come on. Like, what are you doing? If I went to heaven, they designed, Sundi's going to have this forever. Because I've told you how I love mayonnaise. I could eat a sand sandwich if it had enough mayonnaise on it.
Yeah, that's out there.
Yeah, right. I enjoy mayonnaise. And so you infuse it with a little bit of wine. Come on. You had me. So, but I am going to default to the red team. What was yours? Red, green, blue. What was yours?
I like those. I was into Sherry's cream thing with like the potato and like target thing.
Okay.
But that was in the mochi. Those were all kind of
a lot of mochi. They were really repping. The mochi's really getting repped particular episode.
Yeah, there was a lot that went into it. Very weird one for a short time. Also,
yeah.
The Oscars arepa I'm into. That seemed to really not go.
I do enjoy an arepa,
but I thought that sounded awesome.
And parm, creme fraiche, caviar. Come on,
that's exactly right.
Yeah, the quick fire had me because the quick fire thumbs up across the board. I would have never been able to pick the favorite. Of course, I didn't taste them. I just watched them, but.
Well, if you had to default to something you like, then the mayo would have
for
come
sure
in clutch for you picking the winner because that's where they went. The egg team.
Well, the soft scramble, though, it's hard. And, I'm always shouting out my girl because, she's from my home state. But hours. But the soft scramble with a roasted grape situation felt a little outside of what I would necessarily.
I love a soft scramble, so I'm
I
all
don't,
aboard.
And I said this while we were watching it. I do not like a runny egg. I need all of my eggs cooked real hard, so I am biased on that way. So
yeah, and that did not get a hard eye roll from Tristen, which you can tell some of these dishes did start to get a hard eye roll from him.
He was real eye rolly. I wonder if he's got a headache after because he was going hard. But we do get a sense that. Is this before or after Jen is talking about her arm and like she's like trying to like work through it? Was this before or after? Because my notes are a little bit out of
This is before that.
Okay. Because my notes are a little out of order because I was like scrambling.
This is when we're just getting introduced to challenge that I think is just amazing all around. Like the guy that's bringing this stuff out here, Greg Collier, like I love Tristen's like, we're coming back down to earth now because of their flight. I was like, okay, the flight thing, we're done with the flight thing. Let's get past that. But they're like, can you all get into sides? And I was just like, are they like, I couldn't believe it. Like, are we just doing southern sides? Well, this is all I could do a whole restaurant of just southern sides. I'd be there all the time.
Did we say the winner of the quickfire? That's
why you would have been in luck picking the winner, because they went with that one, with the mayo.
Oh yeah, okay.
We didn't say it's Justin.
It's Justin,
Jen, and Seeger.
Yeah,
the Chicago team.
Yeah,
that they focused in on before.
Have worked together before in the same restaurant group, which I thought was interesting. I like a little history. So they won. That, and like, okay,
great pairings all around from them.
Yeah, for sure. The soft scramble, braised artichoke. Okay, but you know what? I'll trust the judges.
Well, that was one of 3 dishes.
Fair enough.
You're really focusing in. You loved the mayo.
I did.
You can't get over the soft scramble.
It is. Those 2 things are like competing in my brain, but I trust the judges.
Well, you get peaches after that. Are you happy with that?
I am.
Okay.
A poached peach.
Okay. Now
I'm here. I'm in. I'm locked in.
Can I talk about Southern? I just got excited.
I know. So yes, but can I? Speaking of excited, I want to talk about Greg Collier for a minute.
Collier.
He's right. Is that not it? Did I make it too fancy? He is the cutest, and I love him so much. I love his accent. I love his little toboggan that he has on. It's like I've met him 100 times, but he's like the cooler version of like the folks that I have like met in the world. I am so enamored. Yes, Greg Collier can get it.
Yeah, Charlotte guy. His wife comes out also. She seems great.
She can get it too. That's fine. Free to join. Everybody, come on down.
And he gets to bring out. I think this is awesome when they do that. Like he's back there cooking stuff and wheels it out himself.
This is real fun.
3 times beard nominee. I mean, he's a Charlotte guy, so he's coming out like this is a big deal.
Yeah.
But we're talking fried okra, collard greens, Hoppin' John, hoe cakes, potato salad, Carolina red rice.
This looks like Sunday dinner for me. Aside from the smothered cabbage, I had any one of these dishes at least once a week growing up. And we'll talk about it a little bit later, but so much of like Southern cuisine and Southern culture overlaps with like Black culture and like the diaspora of it. And
it's the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And so I really appreciated how they kind of like put a fine point on it there. And because, I mean, my mother, I said this while we were watching it, my mom made hoe cake 3 times a week. I don't know if it was because it was easier for her than making cornbread or it was quicker or whatever it was, but we ate it 3 times a week. So if I was a judge, their standards would have been so high. Like, I'm like, listen, you were trying to measure up to Patricia Rose. You better come correct with your hoe cake.
Yeah, this is the stuff I want. I mean, I've lived way, far from here before. And those are the things like on a weekly basis and be like, you know what I could really go for, and it's the collard greens, it's potato salad, it's the, meats we're used to having with it, which they're working around this time. I mean, that's the stuff I want.
What do you make of the fried okra cut like on the long instead of like in discs?
Oh, I'm bigger on the chips.
So me too. Like that's why we had it. I've never had it, but also too, some people serve fried pickles, chips or strips. I prefer the chips, but he even mentioned it though too. He sort of called it out. He was like, yeah, it may not look like what it looks like. You may not be used to it. So I like that a lot. Like this whole thing. Smothered cabbage is not something that I necessarily am familiar with, but he had a real connection to it though.
Yeah, I personally, we have stuff that in the family, when you're getting it all the sides wheeled out like this, of course, that's what you go back, and think about. We did have similar cabbage dishes, but this one with the sausage and hot honey and heavy cream over it in honor of his late sister who liked to play around in the kitchen.
Cute.
Every single time he serves it up, he gets to think of her, and that is awesome. I know exactly that kind of stuff. So,
and the whole thing was like a legacy, sort of like a nod to the African diaspora. But what do you make of them taking these sides and trying to make it into a main dish, because I don't know if I quite understood the instructions there. Like, I don't know. And of course, I'm obviously not a chef, and I don't have the artistry to it, but I don't know if I would understand how to translate those instructions.
I think it's odd, honestly, even if you've been doing it for a while. And then it kind of seems like a lazy challenge, like one of those at the beginning as a judge when you're like, well, what do you do with this? Like, what if you did it bigger? But because it's not like a vegetable that you can go, oh, okay, well, I'll have, potato 4 different ways on here, like a sweet potato challenge or something.
Which is kind of what Justin did, kind of.
Exactly. But some of these, like Hoppin' John is Hoppin' John. You're doing that 4 different ways.
I know.
I mean, what?
And is it just like adding a major protein to it but that still makes it a side? Or is it like.
I can't tell if it's a simple challenge or it is a very good crafted, only somebody could work themselves out of this.
Because aside from smothered cabbage, I have made every single solitary one of these things in my life, and I don't know how I would translate it. So heads up, everybody, the next cook challenge, email Jeff and tell him to do something in this way. Stop making me eating liver mush and crabs.
Okra is always also important to note for everybody that has been watching the show for a while. Tom notoriously hates it. Tristen, just last year, he mentions it. He hates it. It's a big thing. You're talking Southern food. It's going to get brought up.
Is okra hard to cook? Otherwise?
I don't think so, but some people are so turned off by
because the
texture of it.
Yeah.
Yes, and some people, it just has such a memory of them. It's a big thing. We get a lovely little mini lecture on it earlier. It's great.
But not only, though, do they have to serve all of these to the judges,
correct,
sir, they have to serve 40 diners and the judges.
Yeah, 40 customers coming in that Greg and Sabrina.
So here's my beef with this. To what end? Did the diners, we saw them, the camera caught them, did they get to weigh in on the judges' deliberation? Like, why add this added layer without having it weigh in on the larger verdict?
They do. They usually do bring up what the customers thought, and that does weigh in. They do have challenges where that comes into play.
But not this time, though.
It doesn't really seem like it, and they don't mention it, so I wouldn't think so. This is just getting, I think, a little more, like, you're getting a little further on in the competition.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, you can make 6 to 12 of these things. What if we start bringing in a crowd? Because soon we got other challenges where that's going to be a thing. So
and I'm rushing ahead a little bit for sure.
No, it's to give them, that's a little more of a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, also, you have 40 other people. 50 plates are harder to put together than 10. So
no shit. Like, no shit.
They have a decent amount of time for it, though. They got 3 hours total.
Yeah.
But then we get a cool little trip to the farm.
I loved it so much. Deep Roots Urban Farm, which is a regenerative farm.
That's right.
Yeah, and I did a little bit of a Google course, and they told us some backstory about it, about how it's like a holistic approach. And so sometimes I make my students read this article from the Bitter Southerner, where it is a chef talking about how he is a performer in like plantation scenarios, and he cooks authentic food from that time, and how he is sort of like honoring the larger heritage. So when people visit, like tourists visit the plantations, they're expecting one experience, but he gives them this. And it reminded me of this, that like people are thinking they're going to have one experience when they show up to this farm, and Wisdom and Sheree kind of like, okay, so let me show you the larger context of it. I loved it so much. I found it to be very moving and very, very sweet.
Yeah. And a great simple message that can stay with you. Like, we take care of the soil because it takes care of us.
Yeah.
Like, it gives us everything we need. We feed it right back. That's amazing.
And we get a little bit of history too about how, and I also talked to my students about this, about how you were talking about how like soul food is almost overlapping with Southern food, because so much of what we eat comes from Black culture, and so much of what like the slaves or enslaved people had to eat was like scraps. So like okra, nobody knew how to cook okra, so that's why they made the enslaved people eat it. Like, nobody wanted to use lard, so that's why they gave them the lard to make the hoe cakes. Almost everything that we eat that we enjoy is absolutely a byproduct of the ingenuity of enslaved people. And I thought it was such a sweet way to do it, especially when you're in the South and you're on this farm. I loved it so much. Like, this is my favorite episode ever. I'm just saying this. I know we have so many more to go. I'm saying it right now. This is my favorite episode ever. It was really, really meaningful.
It's big where we are. There's a producing okra farm in every county in Georgia.
Is that true?
Every county.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, forget peaches and peanuts. Like we're the okra state.
That's right. Okra and pickles. You heard it here
That's
first.
right. Pickles, y'all.
So we're starting to see who's got what, kind of do a little quick rip around of everybody. Yep. Like Anthony's on collards. We're not getting a lot of like exactly what all they're doing. Seeger's trying to figure out the headache of okra and how he's going to sell that to people. Lawrence, early on, I'm stoked. I mean, you're talking about clay pot cookery. He talks about his history. We get into more Lawrence story, which is interesting every single time.
Sundi has a question
about it. Yes.
So he just mentions clay pot without really any kind of explanation. What does that mean? And also they talk about how the char is so good or like the crispiness. What is a clay pot? Like, so what is he talking about?
To stick to the side as it's like cooking down in the pot because of the texture of the clay. You get like a little char on that and you can scrape it off and stick it back into that as everything's like cooking together. So it's just a very interesting technique and taste.
So it's a special utensil, like a special pot though. Like you can't just like clay pot using anything.
No. It's specifically that. Like the wok cookery is very unique. Like it can saute like a pan, but it's not the exact same flavor.
Got it. Okay. Let me just check off my questions since I had many questions.
Yeah, and most of those have some actual answer to them also, which is good.
Okay. Thank you very much because you know everything.
Brittany's also making me nervous as Lawrence is getting me excited. Like we're talking, gonna make some sausage. I don't know.
Too though, this whole thing where they had to like literally forage from it, like just what stuck out for me was the harvesting the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Like that as well. Like you're pulling these mushrooms off I mean, can you imagine how it must taste? Well, you probably can. Of course you can. But just like plucking it right off the source. I mean,
Cherie like mentions eating raw okra. I mean, I didn't think about it really even for a long time. I was just used to cutting it up, frying it, whatever. And then I started getting okra from people I knew or knowing the people I got okra from and just eating it raw. Like every time I make okra now, I eat raw okra, like for days.
Well, I eat a jar of pickled okra a week.
Yeah. I mean, picking it off, tasting it right there, I can't imagine there's much better. So what a very cool thing if you're in North Carolina, like these contestants are, and you're there for food, and then you're going to the root of it. It's just awesome.
It's real fun.
More Sherry backstory, a little message from the sun.
Oh, God.
Going to basic training while she's there. So that's...
Wait, before we get there, I do have a question about Whole Foods. Have we been to Whole Foods yet?
Yeah, that's what we're kind of doing the whip around.
Okay,
really quick. Talking about what they're doing.
They get... I asked this question last time, but it was a team challenge. They get $300 per person?
That's for... I mean, they have like 45 people to feed.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes sense to me because I was thinking like, Jesus Christ, if you're getting $300 per person, how much, if you were in a restaurant, how much per plate would that be? But it makes sense. I get it now.
So that's like $6 a person.
Yeah. I see. That makes much more sense because I was like, Jesus Christ, how much are these folks getting? But I see now. Yeah.
Again, with the 5-inch inseam. I told you it was coming back.
Yeah. But also, you started with Sherry's son. He's at basic training.
Yes.
How distracting must that be that you're here trying to like do this thing and your son is somewhere doing his thing? Like, that seems very... And this is another thing. I was like, oh, this bitch is goodbye.
She's also like down after the loss. Like she's in the group that got, tossed to the side last time.
I was really like, oh no, we'll never see her again. They are spending too much time on this woman's sob story. I can't do it. But we move on to 5-inch inseam.
Jorts. And jorts.
I did write jorts too.
Yeah.
Jeff, what's your inseam? If you buy shorts, what inseam are you buying? Is it 3 inches? Is it 5 inches?
I don't know. I've got to say.
I promise you it's not 5 inches.
I don't think it's 5.
It's not.
I'm
5
going
inches.
7.
5 inches is real short, but it's cute how she's like helping him and like cutting. I think it's cute.
Yes.
He can't cook in pants. My main question.
Let his knees breathe.
My main question is, what the fuck is he cooking in the winter in Michigan? Because it's real cold up there.
Some guys are just shorts guys.
He's a shorts guy because it's very cold.
I knew a couple in Chicago. I mean, same thing.
He's like, fuck it. Let my knees breathe.
That's right.
I don't care where I'm at. We're in the kitchen. It's really tight space. There is a moment. I may be skipping over something, but there is this situation where we see the bacon cream that they're doing. I think it was one of the twins.
Yeah, Brandon's doing it for the cabbage.
A real familiar scene from your
Oh, yeah, we had a
behind
little
the
pulled pork
scenes.
ice cream action last week.
I saw some pork cream action, not the name of your sex tape, last week.
You did maybe jump ahead.
Yeah, okay.
But it's just a hair. I mean, all we're doing, that is what we're doing now. We're just getting more focused in on what people are doing. And they really kind of go.
It's real tight in there, too.
Dish by dish. I know this is, as you know, we're only a few in, but this is when I'm watching these, I'm like, I know pretty soon there's only going to be a handful of people. And that room will come. But they do it, kind of in order, which really helps me like focus in. When they're doing the whip around, that's really different. But like, them going to Sherry and Justin who do the potato salad and then the two that do the cabbage together and all that, like it helps me remember more of like what people have going on and I'm able to pay attention to it.
Is there ever a time when the chefs are doing their main elimination in the Top Chef kitchen? Because it seems like they've been remote.
No,
for all
they're
of the
usually
times.
in other people's.
Okay.
That's mainly quick fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Got it. Okay.
Like the potato salad, like I said, is up first. Very cool for Sherry, like doing the whole like bringing in Brazil and homage to New York, the smoked whitefish stuff, like Jewish deli vibes and potato salad.
I did write Jewish deli vibes.
That sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
Justin's a little lower, but we're still kind of going around. Oscar and Lawrence are up to some playful stuff. It looks like.
I loved this so much.
Yeah.
I loved it so much. The hop and wine and the hop and wong.
That's great.
It's so cute. But which one of them said that they had never had hop and john? Was it Oscar or was it Lawrence?
Lawrence had never made it before. Oscar's down there, so I'm sure he's had it.
But somebody said they've never had it before. And so Oscar lives in Carolinas.
Yeah.
So he's most likely. So Lawrence was the one that he's never had it.
Yeah, Oscar knows what to do with it, and that's why he's able to be like, look, I'll make the Puerto Rican rice and then flip it on its head. So like,
love Puerto Rican
rice. He knows
rice.
how it's, and then we start seeing the trouble with Brittany. Little sausage issue.
So, but before that though, we get the sizzle and the frizzle. So we bring in the sizzle and we're bringing the frizzle.
Yeah.
I think Brittany in this moment is bringing the frizzle, okay? Because, and me and Brooke had a whole conversation about how she puts it in the steamer and it didn't work. And then when it comes out, it's raw. And I don't know, maybe I am more sort of like, fastidious or just like checking myself. I would have gone to that freaking apparatus 100 times and just checked it. I would be like, oh, is it in there? Is it in there?
Yeah.
Is it in there? And it seems like the combination of the time element, the bodies in the kitchen, and the multiple tasks really got to her. She just did not balance at all. She could not multitask in that way.
No, something doesn't add up. Like, I don't think she knew exactly where she was going with it, and the technique, like what she was doing when was down, because I think you noticed something like that. I don't know if that sausage was going to cook like that.
Well, Jeff, if I could make a request, if you were ever going to make me anything, if you could make a pork sausage wrapped in a collard leaf, yes, please.
I can, but I won't do it like that probably.
No, please, thank you, because I can't eat raw meat. I mean, I have.
I didn't mean.
But I'm just saying.
Even executed.
Yeah, but like that's the idea was so yum. I was like, oh my gosh.
Well, it's tough to start putting those things together and it not sound great.
For sure.
Right off the bat.
It's kind of a bummer she couldn't execute it.
We get to Find and Fiddle. Great name for a spot.
Mm-hmm.
We get the, like I said, we have the kind of in order and it goes great.
Tristen here is also dressed for open heart surgery. She is not one person on reality TV in the last 18 months has heard of a bra. Like we're all just out here, chest open, glistening, fine by me. I'm not mad at it, but like, geez Louise.
But what a great show when you can have people looking this good, and the longtime co-host of it's going to pop up and be like, "I sure am excited for potato salad."
Yeah,
that's just a great thing to say when you get all dressed up to just say, "Man, I'm pumped about the potato salad." Well, me too, Gail.
I doesn't love it with your slutty little glasses. This is two weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row. She knows what she's doing, Jeff.
Yeah.
Gail knows what she's doing.
So does Tristen. And Tristen knows what he's missing out on. Like, he sees the competitors come up and he is instantly, like, transformed. Like, he is not missing being on the chef testant side. Like,
no,
he all of a sudden seems relieved. Like, if he wasn't having a good day, like, those first two contestants come up, he realizes he's on the other side of things for the very first time.
Yes.
And his shoulders relax a little
bit. I read
bit.
that too. I did, because you could kind of see where he was like kind of wearing air stress a little bit, but he was like, nope, that's not what I'm doing here. Let me just eat some of it. Like I read that too.
I took it back and watched it again, and it's funny when you're focusing in on it. He really does. Like, he almost like wipes his brow of sweat, just like
because he was triggered.
Yes, he was back there for a second.
He was triggered, and he was like, you know what? It's not me. I am not fucking this up. All I gotta do is eat.
I don't want to see a schwa clap. That's for listeners of last year. You'll know what that is. Little schwa claps.
So Sherry gives a little shade to Justin. She was like, Justin's potato salad's a little lackluster. I'm like, oh, Sherry, okay, shade.
Yeah, looking lackluster, but she is right. And Tom says if you think lackluster is not good, Tom's reaction is that it feels like a sigh. That's a very big
mean. That feels mean. Burn. I know.
There. As someone who's watched people talk a lot of shit about
Tom
people's dishes, I was like
reading.
I was like, that's emptying a clip right there.
Yeah. Yes, the library is open for Tom Colicchio to just read. I'm like, ooh, yike.
And I believe Sherry's potato salad gets called cookout worthy. The marbled potato salad with the fish bone.
Nothing is better. As a white lady in the South.
Here's your crown. Float on out of here. Judge's table my ass. I will not be showing up. I already got the ribbon I deserve and really, truly desire.
I don't care what y'all say, because as a white lady in the South, you tell me I'm cookout worthy. Okay.
Bye.
There is nothing more you could say about this lady. Like, I'm all
Keep
set.
the Aspen Food and Wine Festival.
That's right.
I have this right here. Sabina just called me that in Fine and Folk.
Oh, yeah.
Now, here's the fun one next. We get the
hoppin' one.
The hoppin' one. Yeah. The
hoppin'
one and the wang. They both nailed the challenge. Overall, Lawrence's Asian take on it with the crispy rice
and the clay pot. This is where I had questions.
Right. His seemed to take it if the two are getting compared, but they both really nailed it. I feel
Oscar's really quick with a quip. He's like, I don't need no Ferrari protein.
Yes.
He's really quick with it, and his personality is really large, and it really sort of inserts itself. And sometimes I think, as viewers, we get that, but as the judges, they don't necessarily like get that kind of like color commentary, and so what's on the plate may not be as robust as what we see, because we see how fun he is in the kitchen and how sweet he is with his other contestants. And so I think he might, I know this is not a personality contest, but like, I think the judges are not getting the full picture of what Oscar is, I think
you do. We are seeing clips, and they know, they hear little murmurs about what else is going on, and his attitude's great. He's always like, on to the next thing, looks to go. Like, as soon as the judges are done, they're like, we got 40 more people to knock out. Like, he's got that real cook energy of like, all right, we still got to bust some shit out. Let's not celebrate.
I love him so much.
It's great.
I love him so much. I find him to be so charming.
Yeah. And for him to go up against Lawrence, whose plate looked the best of the evening, and we're still talking about Oscar, that's how much.
They were very impressed though too, especially with like the evenness of like how it got cooked and like the crust on the bottom. Like, I just wrote "love it, yum."
Yeah, Tristen on Oscars was even. It's like, this feels like Hoppin', like in a good way.
Yeah,
like,
I wrote that too. It feels like Hoppin' John. Yeah.
Sure. Collards, probably my favorite overall of all these coming up now.
I want to pause right here talk about the phrase pot liquor. We talked a little bit about it in our entry. Like,
Sure.
I've been eating collards since I was 0 years old.
Mhm.
I have never heard the phrase pot liquor. I had to look it up.
Really?
Yeah. So obviously we've been using pot liquor. Like my mom would use it in like whenever she was like basting whatever she was like the ham or the turkey, whatever. The pot liquor was around, but nobody used that particular word in my sphere. And so,
I didn't grow up with it hardcore either. But yeah, we all know.
Yeah, which I had to look it up, and I was going to ask you, but I was like, no, I can't stand it because they said it so many times, and I was like,
you really learned tonight.
Yeah, but I was like, oh, that's just the juice of it, right?
Yeah.
Like it's almost like a collard roux, but I just never heard pot liquor, and so now pot liquor belongs to me, and I will be using it from now on. At Thanksgiving, y'all are all going to have some pot liquor at Thanksgiving.
Had some friends make some with like the Snoopy ice machine, like the crushed ice with pot liquor, and put it over raw oysters and to eat that.
Oh my God, that sounds so good. I love it salty. I love it salty. And
shout out folks up in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah, that sounds so good. I love it. Okay. Yeah. Listen, I'm so sorry. I think I came a little just then. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Both folks that did the collards though missed the challenge.
Yeah.
Brittany, we've talked about hers a little bit. It was just a mess. There's no need to go into it.
Yeah.
But, like, there's other ways to cook the sausage. But
Anthony's black-eyed fritter with like the tasso ham, that if he had gone,
that sounds awesome.
I know.
I want that starter.
If he had gone bigger on that, maybe it wouldn't have felt like such a side.
Or made it a big patty
Something,
instead of that, like a cake.
Because a damn black-eyed pea fritter with like, girl, like
side, as a side, it just sounds like an awesome dish.
It's so good.
But unfortunately, this is one of those things when I tell you, like,
it did.
If they missed, pay attention to what the challenge is.
And I took your advice too. And whenever the judges start asking questions, hey, Brittany, did you want this dish to be room temperature? And I was like, ooh, red flag. Like she's the one to like look out for.
Well, and she talks about how she pivots, and Tristan's like, never admit that.
Yeah. Well, she's like, oh, I was just trying to get something on the plate. And apparently the pivot, this is not the first we hear about a pivot. The pivot is a real thing, and you have to really like bear down on it. Is that a thing?
Well, yeah, stuff happens, and so you got to adjust. Like, all of a sudden, you didn't have something from the store you thought you had. Well, like, this dish has got to change. We got to pivot.
Well, is the pivot like a thing in Top Chef lexicon?
Yeah. I mean, I'd say just in yes, definitely for the chef.
And then smothered cabbage, something I know less about. We don't eat a lot of smothered cabbage in my house.
No, it sounds amazing.
Yeah, maybe. But you pair anything with grits and I'm on board. I'm like, okay, I'll eat anything with grits.
The cream cabbage sounds so good already. How she was going to pair that with grits, like, I didn't really get, but it did look.
The confit tomatoes, yeah.
Yes. And then one of the farmers, Wisdom, is there.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, the flavor came in strong and it just stayed like all the way flavor. I was like, that's the best. That's a good one right there.
Of the two, Brandon's Parmesan breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're ready for that?
Yeah. That had me, they were less impressed with his.
Bacon cream, where you at?
I mean, I have had experience with a pork cream situation, and so I don't want to dismiss it. I don't want to.
No, I would love to try it. I mean, if this is like a steakhouse and these are side options, it'd be so hard to pick two of these.
Yeah.
I'd have no
idea. I probably wouldn't pick smothered cabbage if I had a choice, but
creamy sides are good though.
Oh,
creamy sides are good, y'all.
Maybe. We'll see. I mean, but like I've got to get into the hoe cake of it all because, like I said, I am a amateur hoe cake expert. Self-proclaimed, obviously.
Add that to the list.
Only because, and also too, I understand that every house, every generation has a different situation. But I will say this. What Jen and John both put on the plate did not look, John's more so, did not look like hoe cake to me, especially Jen's. Jen's looked like straight up cornbread. It looked like you put cornbread in a skillet and we cut it into like triangles, just like, my mama did. That's what it looked like. And I just don't know that either one of them really succeeded in that challenge. Although Jonathan did make syrup, which is how we ate it at my house. We put hoe cake in syrup, and that was so good. Like, my mouth is watering right now thinking about it.
Yeah. I mean, if I just asked for a piece of cornbread and that thing came out, I'd be like, what in the world? This is the most amazing, heavenly thing.
Yeah.
Of course. But that really isn't what we were here for.
And hot honey. Okay. I could get on board with hot honey with a hoe cake, but not this. And you're talking to somebody who would eat cornbread in a glass of milk with salt in it. Like, that is, so I have a very wide range of acceptance for it, but this is just not what we asked for.
Seeger again with the okra. I'll mention he had like 2 different ways of that. He had the crunchy bits. He's got braised pork belly. That's stuff to do with that time.
Yes, pork belly.
And then like everybody feels pretty good except one. There seems to be one person feeling worse, but it's time for a little joking around behind the scenes with the gang.
This is
Brandon being cocky. I love like the little things we're starting to pick up on.
This is how I know that he is the shitty twin.
Yes.
Because
I know what you meant.
Yeah, because Rhoda, listen, put Rhoda on she has such a fun, like, flat affect. She's like the Michael Scott of Top Chef.
Yeah.
She's like, if anybody's going to feel confident about their dish, it's going to be this guy. I love her so much. She is her and Oscar might be the standouts for me, for sure.
Yeah, and I think she came out so strong, and now she seems to just be kind of like, don't get too confident, just stay here and execute.
Yeah.
So she's just like chilling, but it's like doing a great job.
Yeah.
Her like curry, red rice.
I also
sounded awesome.
am clocking who, when they go back to the kitchen, everybody who is just like swilling the wine, they come back and they're like, glug, glug, glug. That'd be Sundi. I'd be like, oof. Somebody pour it down my throat. I'm tired.
Yeah. I mean, that used to be it. You really notice some waters, stuff like that now. On to judges' table.
Here we go.
Tom, right off the bat, tells us the good news. Better than last time. Better than the last.
He was real grumpy. He was grumpy last time, Jeffers.
That definitely happened. So that was our big win as a group, and that's important, really.
Yeah,
that helps their attitude.
Generally speaking, that not all of them got called onto the carpet this time.
And then who was our top 3 here?
Sherry, which was Greg's wife's favorite dish. Seeger had Seeger, for those uninitiated. They described his plate as successful because of the gelatinous skin, and Lawrence because of the delicious real char there. Yeah. And so I really liked the diversity of the top picks.
Definitely.
Yeah. Like kind of like run the gamut of the dishes.
Yeah. And they tell Seeger, who wins this one, your boy. He still says his name wrong. According to you.
Interesting though, because he's been riding the middle. And remember, you and I have had a lot of conversation about, okay, the middle sometimes can be the best place to be.
Yeah.
And so you were obviously proven right, because he's been kind of just in that like mid, you're safe. And now he comes out strong with frickin' okra of all things, which both Tristen and Tom hates. So good on him though. Good on him with his nose ring and his full head of lush hair that his mother gave him.
And I mean, we've been talking about like the good compliments. They're doling them out. Like he gets told like it captured the spirit of this Southern dish.
The white kid.
Seeger,
this very, white man. And, and then, Brooke showed me.
I've got a great video.
Yeah, I was going to say, you guys showed me a very specific white dish. I mean, it's SNL skit about like the white kid making the dish. Because I was surprised. I was like, what? Like they're giving it to him? But you know what? Taste is taste is taste is taste. So
we'll put that in there.
Yeah, for sure. Y'all check social media for that.
On the bottom, unfortunately, Anthony, this is a huge deal for him. I mean, he's usually at the top.
Yeah. And in front of his homeboy, Tristen. Like, it's tough.
Jen, who of course is having the shoulder struggles, but just kind of missed the
I am questioning her choice of chickpea flour for a hoe cake. Like, that just didn't.
That's coming from, remember, she's pulling from, Justin has some Indian heritage.
Yeah.
And so she's using that.
I think the texture was her problem. And like, if it was a cornbread challenge, possibly, but like, I don't know. She missed the mark on that one. And both Anthony and Jen, they were like really salty. I was like, oh, it's too salty, which I couldn't be a judge because I'd be like, yeah, salty, hell
I think
yeah.
these guys are ready for some salt. Like, these guys can take some salt. These are, Southern cooks. Include Tom up here. Like, most of them were even, kind of bigger at some point. You're taking in some salt. You're eating restaurant food every day. Like, if they say it's too salty, I'm gonna say.
I was gonna say.
Plus, Anthony's, you've got tasso, you've got bacon. I know he's salting the liquid before it's going in. And once you put it in that pressure cooker, it's gonna go. So I can see the sodium shooting up big time
for sure. But then
most unable to execute though is Brittany.
Yeah. And so when they question her and they were like, hey, like, what happened? What was the thing? And she's like, and Tom even says, like, you're a good chef. Like, what the hell happened? And she said it. And this is kind of what both Chef Day and Chef Jen had said to me. You can never prepare for what this is. Like, all of the variables, all of the factors. And then she just succumbed to the many, many pressures of it.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Everybody there is amazing. Everyone's a top, as she says.
That's right. And even Greg was like, hey, I know you're a good chef. Like, what the hell?
I mean, he even pauses to Tom. Like, I'm glad you said something. She's one of the city's best chefs.
Yeah. I mean,
that's again
wild.
Like, well, if I got to leave, I'm going to leave hearing that.
But it's also
that's fine.
Fairly bitter because, like, I'm one of the city's like best chefs, and now I'm heading to the Last Chance Kitchen. Like, yike.
You're not a competitor. I mean, being a competitor in this fashion isn't the same as
fair enough.
What and you've worked your whole career on.
Or was it her or somebody else that said that maybe she started with too much confidence and that maybe she just didn't like have the wherewithal to pivot?
Yeah, maybe that was her. I don't know.
I can't remember. Somebody said that in the way.
But we get to go to LCK next.
That's right. That's Wednesday coming up.
It's Wednesday. Our next episode of this, we got your girl, Fortune Feimster.
I love her so much. I wrote Fortune Feimster and dehydrated kids.
We're going to be dehydrating kids next week.
Obviously,
don't bring a stand-up comic to the cook show.
I shorthanded that. So
there are children, and they will be using a dehydrator.
We're just going to be chewing on them the whole time.
All right. We're not making preschooler jerky here.
I do love jerky. Shout out to Bubba Rose. He makes the best jerky ever.
Yeah. So we'll go on to LCK, our first one. We're going to cover that Wednesday.
Yes.
With our little mini episode.
Yeah.
We'll have the book rec there.
Oh, yeah.
And look for a challenge video coming very, very soon as well.
I will have my inappropriate, less serious rec, as always, too, on Wednesday. So let's get into the rankings.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So we're starting with defeated, or we're starting with seeded.
We're going to start at the bottom.
Okay. You go first.
All right. I felt like making a move because I only had one person besides Brittany in this list. And
you have to stop making your list before the eliminations.
I just do it as I'm going along.
You got to stop because you're always.
But I decided to pull a couple people over.
Okay.
So I also got Jonathan. I've also got Sherry, which both of those have moved down. And I'm putting Justin in there as well.
Yikes.
He's helping people. He's looking great in the kitchen. There's just been a couple dishes.
Oh, this is the seeded.
Or defeated.
Defeated. Oh, we're rewarding. So he's like, we're punishing him for helping people in the kitchen?
Well, no, when I was going to complete the thought after that, I was like, despite being around and being a great sport in the kitchen and helping people
Y'all ignore Jeff scolding me. Just keep listening.
He has also put up some Don't make me reiterate this. I'm falling in love with Justin over here, but I'm putting him in the defeated.
Fair enough.
Try to explain myself, and then I have to do it again.
I come so hot. I know. I came so hot.
So Jonathan, Sherry, and Justin.
Okay.
Got over there, but I'm tough on a couple of those.
How are you differentiating between these freaking twins? Because my defeated are just twins and Anthony.
Anthony.
Yeah, I think that the pressure is starting to
I get that.
like crack in, and you can sort of see him second guessing, and like he even said it at the beginning. He was like, "Oh man, I really got to like rise up to the occasion," and that alone just put him out of it. Like he couldn't stay in the moment. He was so in his head about it.
Yeah, he needs a big breakthrough moment.
Yeah.
Like big.
So, I mean, I love to be proven wrong though. Like I love to be proven wrong. So Anthony, come on hot.
How about the middle here? Where are you with Whedon?
Okay. So even though Siegler won, he's in the middle. I think he lucked out. He played to what he already knew about the judges. I hate to say it, my girl Rhoda, she's in the middle right now because listen, I'm taking it episode by episode, right? Is that what we do? We take it episode by episode. So Sherry, Jen, her hurt shoulder is a real liability, so we'll see. And then Siegler and Rhoda. And even though Rhoda is the standout, I think she's got to like claw her way back up.
I've got a couple of the sames there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who?
I got Brandon in there because I split up the twins. I got Jen there. I got Seeger there. And I've got Oscar there.
How dare you?
That's a couple weeks in a row.
DJ Buenos Dias? We're broke up. This is the last podcast you'll ever hear, people. I cannot with that.
That's BS.
Okay.
You wouldn't.
So, my seated, who have you got for seated?
That was a
Yeah. Tell me.
Mine.
Tell me yours.
What are yours? Lawrence.
Okay.
Rhoda. Anthony and Dwayne.
Okay. There's a little bit of overlap. I have Lawrence and Dwayne, but I also have Oscar, and controversial, I have Justin.
Okay.
I think Justin's a sleeper. Listen, yes, I have come real hot for him because I was fairly certain he was riding his wife or his partner's coattails. That still could be true. But in the kitchen, he is adaptable and he is flexible. And I think that is going to carry him farther than a lot of folks. There are some folks who are just buckling under this pressure.
Yeah. I like how light he is too. Like I said, his spirit in the kitchen.
Him and Oscar
get them shorts done.
Yeah.
Let them knees breathe.
Like don't get the bacon grease on the knees, but those shorts are very short.
I have seen that go poorly before.
I'm just saying, with a 5-inch inseam, you pulling something out of the oven, like, sir, protect your knees. Just saying.
Any more biz?
No, just find us on social media. I'm really, really hyped to talk about your book, Rex. We don't talk about it beforehand, so I don't know. So when you hear it, will be the first time I hear it as well. I'll have some Rex. I'm really sort of like, kind of like grinding through mine. But just find us on social media and come back for Ladies of London. I think I'm going to have some guests, wink, this week for Ladies of London. And of course, I keep saying Vampire Diaries. I don't know why Vampire Diaries is on my mind. I don't know.
You need to watch some Vampire Diaries.
Apparently, Vanderpump Rules vintage on Fridays, and
CW podcast to follow.
This season is so good. Like Jeff and I talked for like quite literally 2 freaking hours earlier. So definitely check into all of the schedules. You can find it on all of the social medias.
Thanks, everybody. See you next time.